Hello, Artful Manifestors. Thank you for joining me in today's Timeless Pick a Card Tarot reading. Whenever you come upon this reading is when you're meant to receive it. Today, we're receiving a channeled message from your higher self. What does your higher self want you to know at this time? For reading number 1, this is the image along with brown snowflake obsidian. And for reading number 2, this is the image around with a heart-shaped fluorite. And for reading number 3, this is the image along with sodalite. Let your intuition guide you. Whichever crystal and or card you're most drawn to is probably the reading meant for you. Of course, you're always welcome to listen to 2 or even all 3 of the readings, as there may be additional guidance for you there. You'll find a link to all the readings in the description box below, as well as a list of all the cards that I use. If I have a link where you can find those cards, I include that as well. On November 15th, 2024, I'm giving away a free personalized tarot reading. All you have to do is like this video, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and type Beaver Moon in the comments below. Good luck. Hello, reading number 1. You chose the brown, brown snowflake obsidian. And it's a very grounding stone. It helps with self-reflection and emotional stability. It helps with emotional integration. So bringing awareness to shadow aspects. It can help process and integrate difficult emotions in a healthy way. And it's grounding and stabilizing energy. Also helps with improving your ability to make decisions. Supports better decision making based on a better, more balanced perspective. It also offers protection from negativity. And the card that you chose, loose, can also be pronounced Louis or loose. It corresponds with the rowan tree, and it's also about protection. So already we have a synchronicity with the brown snowflake obsidian and this first card. It's protection of yourself, protection of animals. It was believed that if you hung a wreath on your door with this symbol, that you were asking your ancestors to help protect you. Many times, rowan trees were purposely planted in sacred spaces, and they were believed to be guarded by dragons and snakes. All right, let's see how these energies fold into the rest of your message. What does your higher self want you to know at this time? What does reading number 1's higher self want them to know at this time? All right, we have Iris, Rainbows and Messages. This came out recently in another reading. If you got that, please put that in the comments. This could be confirmation of that. When it rains, look for rainbows. When it's dark, look for stars. And Iris, of course, is a Greek goddess who is associated with rainbows. She was a messenger for the gods. So I feel that you're getting messages from your ancestors as well as your higher self. All right, let's get some more clues. What does reading number one's higher self want them to know at this time? All right. Schedule, creating a relationship with time. All right, whether you feel like you have too many things to do and not enough time to do it, or perhaps you feel that you're just not organized with your time, maybe you even feel like you procrastinate, you're definitely getting a message about balancing your schedule, balancing your time, making time for yourself, making sure that in addition to getting the external requirements, the external demands placed upon you done, that you also eat right and get plenty of rest, and you have downtime for yourself to recharge your battery. Let's keep going. What message does reading number one's higher self have for them at this time? What message does reading number one's higher self have for them? Your ancestors want you to know as well that there's something important that you're missing. You're not maybe giving enough time to, because you feel obligated to do other things, and they don't want you to miss that. All right. Tranquility, Violet. So perhaps it is rest. It's, I'm looking at this candle and they're telling me burning the candle at both ends. I'm also hearing divine timing and patience and learning to allow things to unfold rather than, like these beautiful flowers, you can't force them open. They're going to open when they're ready to open. As will things in your life bloom and unfold in their due course. It even looks like a flower on top of her head. Yeah, definitely hearing patience about something. That, when you have so many things to do, you have less patience. And your spirit, your higher self, your ancestors, spirit guides, they may be sending situations in your life that slow you down, and there's a reason. Time is, there's so many things so many ways we can describe time. You can bend time, you can shape time, stretch it, spend time. And we perceive it as this linear thing that marches on and that's consistent. But it is actually more malleable than you might believe. And the way to stretch time is with your own energy, your perception. If you believe and you keep saying to yourself that you don't have enough time, that you have so many things to do and you have so little time, that's exactly what will be the reality that you experience. However, if you slow down and you allow things, then you'll see that you begin to have more time. It's as if time stretches for you. All right, very interesting. What message does reading number 1's higher self have for them at this time? Slow down, I keep hearing. Slow down. It's all going to get done. It doesn't all have to get done in one day. Page of Wands. Also, protect your time. Learn to say no. Set boundaries. Learn to say no. If you already have enough things, somebody here may feel guilty about saying no. So you don't want to prioritize a task for someone else over you going and getting that massage. You know, you don't have to, when you say no, I have an appointment, that's all you have to say. I have an appointment. I can't. I have an obligation. I have something, I'm already doing something that day at that time. And you don't have to tell them what you're doing, just that you already have plans that day. And the less information, the less explaining, the less apologizing you do, you know, setting that boundary, the more they're going to respect your response. And the Page of Wands is also about new creative ideas, this restlessness. So perhaps what you haven't had time to do is begin your own personal projects. And that as well, you know, it's easy to set that aside. If it's something that you're not getting paid for, let's say you have a drawing you want to work on or a song that you want to practice. That is important. Your higher self wants you to know that that is just as important as any other thing on your schedule. And again, if somebody asks you to do something on your day off, which you were planning to organize a room, create some new creative project, practice some skill, do something with your own personal interest, that feeds your soul. That keeps our mind young. That gives us the inspiration, motivation, the creative mindset to tackle the rest of the week, of all of our have-tos and our obligations. It's really important to do those things. So again, if you have a day off, quote unquote, and somebody asks you to do something, but you already have some personal time, whatever it is, doesn't matter if it's a creative project or a massage or going for a hike, I already have plans that day. That's it. You don't have to explain further. All right. What other message does reading number 1's higher self have for them at this time? All right, 7 of Athame. You know, there is a common thread between these two cards, which is new ideas. Something about a new idea. I feel this may be something that's connected to the iris, a message that you're receiving, a new idea that you have. This is a message from your higher self, and you're being encouraged to act upon that idea. And again, we see, look at this skunk. This is another reference to setting boundaries. We have here a protective circle. Here we have the skunk. This is also about diplomacy and strategy. Let's keep going. What are you doing, reading number one? What message does reading number one's higher self have for them at this time? 8 of Wands. All right, this is fast-moving energy, and it's like a aha moment. It's also news coming, good news coming very quickly. So with this schedule and tranquility and messages, perhaps there's something you have been waiting for. We talked about having patience and letting, divine timing, letting everything unfold as it's meant to. There is something that you've been waiting for. You're about to receive news on that. It's going to be good news. You're about to receive a positive message, and then things are going to speed up. Things are going to begin to happen faster for you. As far as progress in whatever this endeavor is speaking of. All right. What other messages do you have for reading number one at this time? What other messages does reading number one's higher self have for them at this time? The Sun, success. I love that. The news that you are getting is success, joy, happiness, achievement. I'm also hearing return to innocence. Perhaps there is some creative endeavor you've been wanting to pursue. And with all this talk of protection from the loose, the brown snowflake, obsidian, we see the protective circle here, the skunk. Perhaps the protection is of your time, protecting your time so that you can devote it to this creative idea, whatever it is. And perhaps you have been waiting for news on this creative idea and you are about to receive it. Whatever this idea is, excuse me this morning, whatever this idea is, we see with the Sun that you're achieving something. We're seeing success. The Page of Wands is also somebody, he's got his herbs on his donkey, and this is the first time he's taking them to market on his own. So I see that you're doing something on your own. Many times the advice that's given in regards to new ideas, new projects, is to keep it to yourself. And certainly that could be the message as well. But what is really coming through loud and clear is protecting your time so that you can devote time to get that creative idea done, because it's going to bring you success. Love that. Your higher self is really nudging you to pursue that. Okay, look at that. That just flew out. And it flew out on top of this card. This is the battle wagon. Overcoming obstacles. It's also success. Whatever this idea is, it's going to facilitate a lot of growth, a lot of expansion. Look at the two different cards. Here we have somebody very young, so new, right? It could be not your age, but young in this idea. And all they have is one little donkey to just carry one little basket of herbs or goods. And here we have two majestic white horses. We have somebody more mature. They have this staff. They have this laurel of recognition. They have now a wagon on wheels. So there is a huge progression in this work. Whatever this idea is, your higher self wants you to go for it, because you are going to succeed. You're going to overcome any obstacles that come your way. You're going to find the time to do it. And in the process, you're going to set better boundaries and get better at making choices from a balanced and stable place. Reading number 1, I'm so excited for you. This, whatever this is, it looks very fortuitous. Please let me know how this resonates. I love reading your comments, how you connect the message to what's going on in your life. Of course, you're always welcome to reach out to me for additional guidance if you feel that you need that. I'm wishing you the best. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye. Hello, reading number 2. Welcome. You chose the heart-shaped Flourite, which is sometimes called the genius stone, because it helps to clear away any kind of mental fogginess. And as it clears away anything that clouds our mind, it opens up paths to clear communication and ideas. It also helps to absorb and neutralize negative energy, stress, encouraging positivity, and it brings about balance both physically and mentally. It protects us from any kind of external manipulation or outside forces. You also chose the card Io, which is connected to the wisdom of aging cycles, our ancestors. And this is something to be celebrated, not feared. Not everybody grows old enough to get gray hairs and wisdom. So definitely there is this synchronistic message between the two about your wisdom, your access to your own mental capacity and clarity, trusting that inner wisdom. All right, let's get some more information and see what message does your higher self have for you. What message does reading number 2's higher self have? Oh, okay, I didn't mean to take 2, but since those flew out, let's take both of them. We have Violet, faithfulness, and modesty. Modesty is a shining light that prepares the mind to receive knowledge and the heart for truth. Wow. Didn't we just talk about Flourite opening up the mind to receive? So you're receiving wisdom not only from your higher self, but from your ancestors. Interestingly, they came through in reading number 1 as well. If you were drawn to that reading, perhaps there's a message for you there. And morning glory, affection and determination. The morning glory, which blooms for a day, differs not at heart from the giant pine that lives for 1,000 years. All right. Interesting. We have this ancient wisdom, like a giant pine that lives for thousands of years, but also the beauty of the morning glory, which blooms only for a day. And I'm getting this message of modesty again. You may be receiving messages through others. So it may be another human being that gives you a message, and in a way it's a channeled message from your ancestors, your guides, your higher self. Mostly I'm getting from your ancestors. And it's not that this person is purposefully channeling your ancestors or that they are even aware of it, but the message that they give you is a message that your ancestors are trying to convey. And you'll know it when you hear it. It will feel right. It will feel in alignment. And this person it may seem like an unlikely person to provide such wisdom. For example, a very young child, a 4-year-old. They're deeply connected to the other realm. All right, let's get some more cards. What other message does reading number 2's higher self have for them at this time? What other message? All right. Moon money, allowing the flow of abundance. All right, so we did get a message of receiving, and now we're getting moon money, allowing the flow. So it's creating your energy, creating a space within your energy to receive all kinds of things, information, abundance, resources, help. Now, it is up to you to decide what to act on, what to use, what to accept, but open yourself up. And a good way to encourage this is if somebody offers to open the door for you, let them and say thank you. If somebody offers to help you carry something, let them. Many times we're like, I got it, I'm good. Allow others to help you. This is shifting your energy, making you more open to receive that flow of abundance. Love that message. All right, let's keep going. What other message does reading number 2's higher self have for them at this time? And I can't remember if I mentioned it or not that Io is connected to the yew tree, which is deeply connected to the Druids and their history. It's considered very sacred, and many times their temples were built amongst the yew trees. What message does reading number 2's higher self have for them at this time? Purification Snapdragon. All right. I think this is part of that allowing energy. Purifying yourself of this idea that, or this feeling of kind of rejecting help, feeling like you have to do it alone. Your higher self wants you to open up to your ancestors and to other beings who are sending energy your way. And this is going to, again, allow that flow of abundance to come towards you and for you to be open to receive it. It's almost like they're showing me this shield around you that may be blocking things. And it's this energy of, no, I can do this on my own. I don't need help. And it's kind of this, it's not necessarily a pride. It's more like you feel like you don't want to put anyone out. Almost more like a guilt, like you feel guilty or bad about somebody helping you. And your higher self is telling you to release that and to, starting with little things, even compliments. If somebody gives you a compliment, don't deflect it. Don't say no. If somebody says that your hair looks great, don't say no, it doesn't, or find a way to add a critique to your hair. Just say thank you. No matter what you think your hair looks like, Just say thank you. Again, this is opening up that flow of abundance for you. All right, let's get some tarot cards and see what other messages does your higher self have for you at this time, reading number 2. What messages does reading number 2's higher self have for them at this time? Okay, this one flew out. The Wheel of the Year, better known as the Wheel of Fortune. All right, so luck is turning in your favor. And with this moon money, allowing the flow of abundance, this is, not just money, but abundance in all areas of your life. Abundance of knowledge, of abilities, skills, especially the ability to communicate with your higher self and your ancestors, your spirit guides, the other realm. But any kind of resource, it doesn't have to be in the form of money or currency. It could be things that people gift you, like time, massage, somebody coming over and helping you with some chores or fixing something. They're showing me somebody fixing a window or a curtain, something with heating or AC. What other message do you have for reading number 2 at this time? What message does reading number 2's higher self have at this time? All right, luck is turning in your favor, which is what this Wheel of the Year is. The Sun, success, happiness, opportunities to experience bliss, joy, happiness, laughter, a return to innocence in this childlike faith that things work out for you. Perhaps you've felt like things didn't always work out for you, and now the Wheel of the Year is turning in your favor. Your luck is changing, which is going to be in the form of synchronicities, like something breaks and somebody that you're having a conversation and they mention, oh, I know how to fix that. I can come over and fix that for you. That's easy. And you allowing it. The 7 of Pentacles. Cultivating your money flow, your abundance. The Lord of Shadows. Interesting that we get the Lord of Shadows with Io. It's all about cycles. So what I feel is coming to an end is you saying things like, why do these, bad things always happen to me? Why did this something always go wrong? And instead, you're going to start saying, things just work out for me. It's amazing. This thing happened, and then this person showed up at the right time and was able to help me with that situation. And you're going to begin to see the beautiful gifts all around you, the abundance that Spirit keeps providing for you. There's a release of some subconscious belief that was creating this shield around you that was blocking that flow. And you're cultivating a new attitude, an attitude of gratitude. The Lady and the Lord. This is all about harmony and unity. And what is coming into harmony for you is this internal desires and beliefs. So it's in the past, maybe you had the desire for something, but you had a belief that wasn't in alignment with that desire. Like maybe you believed that no one would help you, or that you didn't have the money or resources or the knowledge to attain whatever this desire was, or maybe you didn't feel that you had the time or resources to devote to cultivating this desire or creating or manifesting it. And now, because the wheel of the year, you're going to begin to notice these synchronicities where people just show up at the right times, or information shows up at the right time. Something might happen, and then you're scrolling through social media and something pops up in your feed that's exactly the information you needed to solve something. And you're going to begin to see all these synchronicities, which is going to bring your belief system into alignment with your desire. And that's where this magical manifestation begins, and all of this abundance just begins to flow to you. Wow. Yeah, it's just this whole new clarity on how you create and manifest, because you're going to begin to see evidence of the inner and the outer world reflecting the inner desires, with this new alignment of your desires and your belief. Love that. Absolutely love your message. Reading number 2, please let me know how this resonates. I love to read your comments and the connections that you make between the images you see, the message that you hear in your own personal life. Of course, you're always welcome to reach out to me for additional guidance if you feel that you need it. I'm wishing you the best. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye. Hello, reading number 3. Welcome. You chose the Sodalite, which is a stone that facilitates inner peace, intuition, self-expression. It enhances your ability to express your feelings and your thoughts. So it's considered the stone of truth because it encourages honest communication. And it's a great ally for meditation practices and for connecting with spiritual guides and accessing higher realms of consciousness. And the card you chose is Cull, which is connected to the hazel tree. And the meaning behind this symbol is considered to be very lucky. It brings about great knowledge through the use of nature and the 5 senses. And there is a connection between the Sodalite and this card. We mentioned reaching, higher realms of consciousness, accessing your spirit guides, facilitating better, deeper meditation with the Sodalite. And with the hazel tree, it was considered to be so sacred that at one time, if somebody cut it, they would be executed. And there's an Irish myth of an apprentice, Finn Mac Cumhale, who obtained extraordinary knowledge after eating a salmon that had eaten 9 hazelnuts from the well of wisdom. All right, so we're going to see how this luck and insight, connection to the higher realms, coincides with the rest of your reading. What does reading number 3's higher self want them to know at this time? I already feel such a magical energy coming from your reading number 3. What does reading number 3's higher self want them to know at this time? Well, we got 2, just like in reading number 2. Okay, we have Iris, which actually came out in reading number 1. When it rains, look for rainbows. When it's dark, look for stars. Sounds so magical. Stars and rainbows. And Iris, of course, is the Greek goddess who is a messenger for the gods and associated with rainbows. So again, here is another confirmation of you receiving messages and wisdom from higher realms, from the collective consciousness, from your higher self, your spirit guides. And sweet pea, blissful pleasure. Follow your bliss and the universe will open doors where there were only walls. Yes, and you know, just before I even picked up this deck of cards, I'm already feeling such a blissful, magical energy. Reading number 3. All right, let's keep going. What message does reading number 3's higher self have for them at this time? All right. Deep sleep, resting and sleeping deeply. So one of the ways that you're receiving messages is through your dreams. So if you don't already do it, you may want to keep a dream journal, or just when you first wake up, take some time, maybe lie in bed and just really connect to the images, the messages that were in your dream. How did you feel? What were you doing? What kind of symbols really stick out to you? Take a little bit of time to do that before you get up and look at your emails or social media, or just, you know, start doing things that you need to do, because once you start engaging in these other activities, you may lose some of that dream. So you may even just, you know, with a voice recorder, record your dream as you go about your morning, and saying it out loud and recording it is going to help you. And then later on in the day, when you have time to come back and reflect, you can listen to what you recorded. If you don't have time to, you know, write down in a dream journal what you dreamt. But this is one way that your spirit guides and your higher self are sending you messages. What other message does reading number 3's higher self have for them at this time? What message does reading number 3's higher self have for them at this time? All right, refinement, Dahlia. All right, your higher self and your spirit guides want you to know that you are doing great. There is a lot that you have already achieved, a lot that you've overcome, a lot that you've learned. You have much wisdom, and now you're just refining your skills. You're refining things about yourself and your abilities. And so you can help facilitate that by, before you go to sleep, asking that question, connecting with your higher self or your guides or both, and asking them to give you answers while you sleep and to help you to remember these dreams in a way that you understand them. There's also a message about creativity in all of this. There's something that you're creating. Now, this can be something creative, like we traditionally think of, a work of art or music, but this can also just be something that you're creating in your life, creating a space, creating a more peaceful home, creating a better schedule, routine for yourself. But there is a lot of creativity surrounding you at this time. And you're definitely getting messages. You're just refining your ability to understand those messages and get clearer messages. All right, let's get some more from these tarot cards. What message does reading number 3's higher self have for them at this time? What message does reading number 3's higher self have for them at this time? All right, Ace of Athame. Yes, look at that. This is the card of clarity. Love that. But we also see with these little dandelions, love the depiction of this particular Athame. It's like those little wishes when you blow on a dandelion and you make a wish. So we already see 3 of them in the air. You're receiving messages about things that you are wanting to create or in the process of creating. And these messages are giving you ideas of how to tweak your process, how to see better results, faster results. What other messages? Okay. 7 of Wands. So here we see somebody hanging up all of their wands, assessing all the work that you've already done. You've already overcome so many obstacles. And you've learned so much. Taking time to notice that and acknowledge it, recognize it. These dreams, these messages, again, they're helping you to overcome anything that could be perceived as a challenge. And it's refining your vision. Sometimes we set out to do something and we come across a little bump, a challenge. And so we have to kind of navigate our way around it. And in the process, it ends up coloring or flavoring the end result. And that is all for divine design, to make the end result in more alignment with your highest and best good. The witch, yeah, I told you, you're creating something. The witch is like the magician in this deck. So we see somebody protected, we see somebody outdoors, grounded, creating, using all the elements to create something new. And this is what you're doing. You have this idea, you may have things that seem like challenges, but they're there for a purpose to help get the right end result. And you're tweaking your recipe, but you have all the resources to manifest whatever it is that you want. You have all the resources to create it. Page of Pentacles, there you are, refining your skills, honing your skills, honing your craft, getting better at it, tweaking it. Stay curious, ask questions. A page is curious. And with this Dahlia refinement, you're meant to ask questions when you face an obstacle or a challenge. Instead of focusing on the obstacle itself or the challenge, ask yourself, what can I do to work around this? So they're showing me, for example, somebody who is traveling and they come across some kind of geographical land formation that seems like an obstacle. Now you can stand there and stare at it. Maybe it's a huge giant rock. Or you can think about, how can I use this to my advantage? Or what's another way for me to do this? And by asking these kinds of questions and staying curious, your guides, your higher self, they're going to send you the answer. It could be while you're awake, it could be during your sleep, but you're going to receive that answer. And it's all to help refine the end result, so that it's in more alignment with your highest and best good, and for the highest and best good of anybody else who may be involved. What other messages do you have for reading number 3 at this time? What other messages does reading number 3's higher self have at this time? too many. The Three of Athame. All right, facing your fears. So one of the things that you may have to overcome is a fear, but as you face that fear, it's going to be like going through a portal. Swans are symbols and guardians of portals. And they're also telling me that when you sleep, if you have any fear of trying to create something on your own, of, you know, testing your skills out, maybe for an audience, to ask your guides to help you. Send them in before you. Ask them to help you while you're asleep. This is going to level you up, like you're jumping timelines, jumping to another version of reality. Page of Athame. Love that we started with Ace of Athame and now we have Page of Athame. Yeah, just staying curious. Instead of thinking, oh my gosh, this is a scary dark door, thinking, I wonder what lies behind that door. If the Page of Pentacles is you fine-tuning, honing your craftsmanship, the Page of Athame is demonstrating those skills, showcasing your talents for others. So it's like you've been practicing something, you've been working on something, you've been creating something, but you had this fear about showing it to others. But I do see you conquering that fear. I see you doing that and you achieving success with it. You have luck on your side. And this is going to be a very pleasurable experience for you. Your higher self wants you to know that you have the skill and resources to see this through. And whatever you don't know yet, you will learn along the way when you face these obstacles. These obstacles or challenges are not only put there to help align with your highest and best good in the final outcome, but to also help facilitate growth and learning for you. Reading number 3, so excited for you. This feels so creative and magical and happy. Please let me know how it resonates. I love reading your comments about what you see in the cards, what you hear in the message, and how it connects to your life. Of course, you're always welcome to reach out to me for additional guidance if you feel that you need it. I'm wishing you the best. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye.